Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Sinnoh Classic with another video. This time it's going to be the final video of the Sinnoh Classic that I participated in this past weekend. The battles were really fun. I got to see a lot of diversity in the teams, which made the competition in general really fun. It's a nice break from the VGC format that we've been seeing. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Today, or for this first battle, my opponent had a Garchomp, a Azumarill, Gyarados, Togekiss, Ninetales, and Typhlosion. So a really scary team. This is the first time I saw Gyarados, and right off the bat I'm like, okay, well, Rotom's going to be really important here. He's going to be able to hit 5 of those 6 for super effective damage. Machamp's going to be important here. It's going to be able to get off some nice, with the Stone Edges for the fire types, it'll hit Gyarados for super effective damage. Ice Punch, I mean, it's going to be able to do some real damage to his team as well. Tangrowth to be able to tank possibly the Azumarill and maybe the Gyarados, depending on what happens, because I also have Ancient Power on there. So we're going to go ahead and get this first battle started. All in all, a scary team from my opponent, like a full offensive team, not much support here. And he starts out with Boltus Fire Pokemon, which is absolutely fantastic because I have a Levitate and Earthquake on the field. So here I have the Focus Sash, so I'm like, okay, well, even if he tries to attack me, I'll just be able to live with the Focus Sash. And he just goes for the straight up Eruption. And here I was kind of like, well, actually, I didn't really take into account the fact that he had 2 spread moves. I never really took that into account. And here, sure enough, he has the Heat Wave, but luckily we get the survive or the dodge with the Mamoswine, so it's gonna be able to survive. And I think he hits a crit on Rotom. Unfortunate for me, lucky for him, but I'm not going to complain since I did get the dodge. So I just get the Earthquake off, and it's going to be an easy double knockout turn 1. Unfortunate for my opponent, but that's what you get for relying on Heat Wave, the accuracy of Heat Wave. It is pretty high, but I mean, if you rely on that for your strategy, it's just going to happen sometimes. So we're seeing in the back, my opponent had a Azumarill and Garchomp. So here my main priority is hitting the. I want to get a burn on just to reduce damage, since these are both going to be physical attackers. But I'm not going to be able to. My opponent hits me with the Outrage and the Aqua Jet, so he gets a double knockout this turn. But luckily that Garchomp is locked into Outrage. So, I mean, I say luckily. There's a 50-50 chance that he's going to hit Machamp here. If he hits Machamp, it's going to suck. But if he doesn't, it's going to be fantastic for me. And sure enough, he does hit Machamp. So obviously he's going to double target Machamp this turn. So surprisingly here, I outsped the Azumarill with my Tangrowth. I was not expecting that at all. So we're going to bring it to its Citrus Berry. One more possibly could knock it out. And he connects with the Play Rough here. So he picks up the knockout, the double target. I mean, again, I guess I can't say I'm lucky, or he's lucky I didn't have Protect, because he didn't really know that he was going to attack the Machamp either. And so this is the last turn of Outrage. And you're going to see he didn't do too much damage to me that turn. So we're still not in bad positioning here. I get the Giga Drain off on the Azumarill, which is going to knock it out. So now we just got a solid 1v1 here. And Tangrowth is a physical wall, and Garchomp is a physical attacker. So we did see that we did take the Outrage somewhat well. Not too well. I mean, it is an Outrage from a Garchomp. So he's confused. He gets himself in confusion turn 1. Does decent damage. I go for the Toxic here. That's pretty much gonna, well, I shouldn't say the only way I'd be able to win, but I figured it'd be like, okay, well, that's the only way I'm gonna be able to win. And if I had Protect here, it'd be even better, because I could just Protect, stall him out now, but I don't. So luckily I do have Giga Drain, which will hit him for neutral damage, which will also restore my health. He hits himself in confusion again. So we're off to a fantastic start here. I do go for the knockoff here. I didn't know what kind of item he'd be holding. I didn't want him to have. I don't know. He could have been banded or something. Even though from the damage, he didn't look like it. So I knock up his Focus Sash. And we're in good position here. I mean, if I can connect a Giga Drain, Toxic damage, take him out. and it should be a victory. So still confused. This time he does break through and he gets an outrage off. But we've seen we're going to be able to take that pretty well. And I get a Giga Drain off, which is not going to be enough to pick up the knockout. But Toxic, or the poison damage at the end of the turn will pick up the knockout. And that was a pretty close battle. I did get lucky that the one Pokemon I did bring in the end was my physical wall. But looking at his team, I guess he did have more special attackers than physical attackers. But at the end of the day, we got, so we could say, well, we did get lucky because he missed the Heat Wave on Mamoswine. We had, I guess even in the end, like when it was Azumarill, Garchomp versus Tangrowth and Machamp, he did get lucky that he hit my Machamp with Outrage, because I would have hit it with a nice Ice Punch, most likely taken out the Garchomp, or at least taken it down to its sash. So that was a pretty good battle. There was quite a bit of RNG there because he hit himself twice in confusion, which, I mean, he didn't do too much damage to himself. He wouldn't have been able to damage me that much anyways. He would have needed a few crits there to be able to pick up the victory. But that's going to be another victory for us. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next battle. And this time, my opponent's rocking a team of Weavile, Raikou, Arcanine, Metagross, Sableye, and Latios. So some of those, I guess you could say legendary Pokemon, Raikou and Latios, not really that strong, but he did have them. He didn't bring the Raikou or the Sableye, which kind of surprised me. I was expecting a Sableye to come for sure, but this was a pretty well-rounded team with not too many weaknesses. Fairy would have been nice here to be able to take out the Weavile, Sableye, and Latios, but I don't have any Fairy types on my team, so just flat out bad luck. But I'm going to go ahead and get this battle started now. And this was, like, here at the end we were getting facing off against some scarier teams. My opponent leads with Weavile, Latios, and I lead with Rotom, Magmortar, since I'd be able to spam some nice abilities here. So, unfortunately, Magmortar doesn't have Protect, but I Protect with Rotom in case he did go for the Fake Out or some sort of attack onto Rotom. And surprisingly, he didn't go for the Fake Out, so I just get a nice Flamethrower off onto Weavile, which is going to bring it down to its Focus Sash. And so we're already off to a pretty good start. He goes for Knockoff on the Rotom and Energy Ball, so, I mean, double target. Unfortunate for him. We're going to pick up the knockout here on the Weavile with another Flamethrower. So we already got one offensive threat out of the way. But he's going to be able to get the Energy Ball off onto Rotom this time around, which is going to do 100 damage. So that's 2/3 of our health, but we're going to eat up Citrus Berry. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to survive another Energy Ball. But I do get the Will-O-Wisp off since I figured this thing's going to... This Latios has pretty decent special defense, so I figured over time, like 3 turns of burn would be more than a Thunderbolt. So he's going to bring an Arcanine here, which is going to shut down my Magmortar. Intimidate here is not going to do much, but I'm not going to be able to really use Flamethrower. So he goes for the Extreme Speed, which I found interesting. I think he could have just waited. Well, maybe he didn't. Maybe he only had Fire type moves. Now that I think about it, but he's gonna get the Energy Ball off and pick up the knockout on the Rotom. So it's nice for me though, because I get a free switch. Even though I don't really have, or Rotom was kind of the only thing that wanted to face off against this Arcanine. So I bring in Mamoswine here. Which was a good switch in, to be honest, especially since he's probably gonna go for an Energy Ball here, but I still have my Focus Sash, so we just see the Energy Ball, which is gonna bring me down to my Sash, and he's gonna, you see from the Life Orb and that he's taking a lot, so I go for the Earthquake here, expecting my Magmortar to go down. So I want to take out this Arcanine, which is going to be an easy knockout. Arcanine's going to go down, but Latios is going to take burn damage at the end, but it's going to be able to stay around for 1 turn longer. Get off 1 more attack. We see the Metagross comes in, so In retrospect, it might have been better to take out the Latios. I was expecting it to go down from Life Orb and burn damage, though. I didn't prioritize as much as I should have. And the damage here on the Machamp was insane. I was like, really? And then I was like, I guess it is like Latios. It does have pretty high special attack. But I was kind of expecting it to live. And I go for the Icicle Crash here because I was expecting my Machamp to live. I knew, even though I should have gone for the Earthquake anyways, so that, I mean, should have gone for the Earthquake because Latios would have knocked itself out. And I just wasn't expecting Earthquake to one-hit KO this Metagross. And I was expecting Machamp to live, so I wanted to get the Icicle Crash off and then get a Dynamic Punch off. So I guess you could say a little bit of misjudgment by me, thinking Machamp would survive. And even if Machamp survived, Machamp probably would have been able to take an Earthquake pretty well. So, misjudgment on my part to make me lose that one. I played it pretty well, but in the end, a little bit of a choke. I don't even know if Earthquake would have been able to take it out, since Metagross does have pretty decent defenses. But we'll never know about that one. But I definitely could have played it better to, I don't know. I was really surprised at the damage from the Latios. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the last battle that I had in the Sinnoh Classic. And we're going up against another Rain team. Ludicolo, Cresselia, Scizor, Politoed, Smeargle, and Zapdos. So the Smeargle here, the main annoying thing with the Dark Void, obviously, not gonna have any other reason to be in the game. So I figure here, Machamp's carrying the Lumberry, so if he goes for the Dark Void, if I hit him with the Dynamic Punch, there's a 50% chance that he'll knock himself out. So I didn't start with Machamp. I honestly don't know why, but I wasn't predicting him to lead off with Smeargle. So he just goes straight for the Dark Void, and I was like, whoa, what? And I was like, Choice Scarf Smeargle, ladies and gentlemen, Choice Scarf Smeargle, because I went for the substitute here with Metagross because I thought Metagross would outspeed, but not with the Choice Scarf. So I was gonna cheese him with the substitute so I wouldn't be able to fall asleep. And he goes for the X-Scissor into Tangrowth, which does a lot of damage. And he reveals he's Life Orb. But I was surprised by that damage. That was pretty ridiculous. So I'm going to use Leftovers, but it's not even going to matter because another X-Scissor will knock me out. And Moody comes into play. He hits another Speed Boost. I'm like, absolutely fantastic. So here he stays in. Maybe because he was already at +2 speed. But I didn't get, and I'm not going to get a Wake Up. And he just goes for the Swords Dance. Because, I mean, why not? Perfect time to go for it with 2 snoozing Pokemon on the field. So, yeah, he's pretty much going to be able to one-shot both my Pokemon. And Moody comes in again, and he gets another Speed Boost. So he's at +4 speed, so the Choice Scarf in it right now doesn't even matter. So the good thing is like he can outspeed me. So if I wake up, like in this instance, and I go for the substitute over like a Protect, because now if he goes for the Dark Void, I'm not going to be affected by it since I'm behind the substitute. So luckily he targets down the Tangrowth with the X-Scissor. So I'm not exactly sure why, since it was more like a defensive wall. Maybe he was fearing something like a burn or a knockoff. So I bring in Magmortar here to be able to take care of the Scissor. And he has Bullet Punch, which he uses on Metagross. I didn't take that into account. Being at +2 attack, he's going to be able to break my sub, which sucks. But luckily, and here he's also Scarfed, and he's at +4 speed, so he's going to be able, he misses on Metagross, which I'm not sure if that was fortunate or not. I was expecting to take out the Scissor with a Flamethrower, but luckily Meteor Mash is going to connect here, and since he's not sashed, that is going to be a knockout on the Smeargle. Unfortunately, my opponent still has this +2 Scissor on the field, but at least we got rid of the Smeargle. So we can say a misplay on my part. I should have brought in something a little more, or that could have protected that turn. But luckily we we already had our first turn of sleep last turn, so now we get to wake up and we have to knock out this scissor, which is very, very nice. So now he's only got 2 Pokemon left, but he had Heat Waves, which I was expecting. So that's good to confirm. And Magmortar is going to take that fantastically. So he shows the last Pokemon's pretty cool. I was really surprised that he didn't bring his Politoed here. But I go for the Flamethrower on the Zapdos, which is going to do 65%, 65-70%. So he's going to eat up Citrus. Looks like one more should be able to take it out. And his Zapdos just goes for another Heat Wave, but Metagross is barely going to hold on here. And he even gets a crit on Magmortar. I go for the Zen Headbutt on the Zapdos since that's like the main threat. And we do pick up the knockout, which is fantastic. And so now he just got his Ludicolo, but unfortunately here I faint from recoil. So that really sucks because now he just gets the free Scald off. And he's able to knock out Magmortar, so he picks up a double knockout that turn. And my last Pokemon's Rotom. And so it's like just going to be like a stall fest pretty much. And obviously he has Giga Drain, which is super effective against me. And I have nothing to hit him for super effective damage. So it's pretty much just like a 1v1 here. I wish I had Metagross for one more turn. I could have hit him with like a Zen Headbutt. Done like I guess it wouldn't have even mattered because he would have just Giga Drained it right back up. So I burn here, just going for the residual damage more than anything. And like at this point, there's not really much I can do, since whatever damage he's going to take, he's just going to heal straight back up with Giga Drain. So if I had another Pokemon, I'm like Metagross, which without Life Orb or with enough health to hit him with Zen Headbutts every turn, I might have a chance. But you see, he just took everything right back. So I get a Thunderbolt, and you see it's not going to do anything. He's most likely Assault Vest. So it's just a sticky situation as it is. I go for the Protect here, since like the one thing I could have done, if he had 5 Giga Drain PPs, I could have like stalled out the PPs. So right there was 4. I go for the double Protect. That's pretty much what I needed, but I don't get it. So that's going to be a fainted Rotom. And that's going to be a win for my opponent. So last 2 battles were losses. Maybe, I don't know. I pretty much just got outplayed there because I couldn't have taken out that Ludicolo with what I had. I would have had to gone, like, even with a Zen Headbutt Flamethrower, it probably wouldn't have knocked it out since it was a Soul Vest, so Flamethrower would have done nothing. And Zen Headbutt probably would have only done 50% damage. So I just got kind of outplayed there by my opponent. I made some mistakes with, like, at the beginning when I was, I guess the Choice Scarf Smeargle threw me off a little bit, but I still might have been able to play it a little bit better. But I just didn't really have anything to deal with that Ludicolo. Maybe that's probably why my opponent was prioritizing my Tangrowth so much at the beginning, since that was kind of the one thing that could have shut it down. If it was at the end like a Ludicolo Tangrowth, I could have just gone for like Toxic and stuff. So unfortunate ending with 2 losses, but I still had a ton of fun in this. Came across a bunch of teams, like old school rain teams with Politoed, old school fire teams with Ninetales, no Primal Groudon or Primal Kyogre, no Legends. So I had a lot of fun in the tournament. They've announced the Sinnoh Classic, which is going to be 3 triple battles, and you're going to bring like your whole team of 6. So that's going to be interesting. I've never been that interested in triple battles, but I'll take a look because they're giving away Ends, Darmanitan. And you don't even have to do good. You should have a few battles. So, but I'm still going to look into it. That's going to be in over a month, but they've already announced it. So looking forward to that. I hope you guys enjoy these videos, these battles like I did. I enjoyed them a ton. But I'm just going to end there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys want to battle me, I got 66 singles, doubles, whatever you want to do. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.